grading?
Take this away from me for a minute.
Okay.
How much nutmeg usually?
Give her a tasting spoon.
I did give her a tasting spoon.
Here.
What are you grading it into?
Apples.
They didn't give you a very efficient.
It's as efficient as it's supposed to be.
No, I bet it's not.
As efficient as it's
I bet it's not.
You don't think so?
These days, you don't have to rub it with your hand.
This is Huddleston Dinner. This is all Mr. Huddleston.
Butter's no
Oh, yes, and Mr. Huddleston didn't do any nutmeg grinding.
That's obvious.
So what equips you professionally to do this task?
Reminds me of my patients.
How so?
Now, what are you doing now?
We share our duties.
My mistakes.
Sugar in, huh? He asked if I was a cheap cooker.
I need to know what are we doing now?
I'm coating cutlets.
Pork cutlets, right?
Yes.
I see. And what is that? And that's breadcrumbs?
It's breadcrumbs and onions and some, I think there's some chives in here.
Some sage.
Sage.
Since I missed all this action, we ran into traffic patterns.
We'll bring you up to date, don't worry.
That's right, I gotta get into this. Look at all this.
In addition to having a big fireplace, this whole wall would be brick, and there would be one or more ovens.
Okay.
Utilizing the heat built right into the side.
Coating cutlets.
Coating cutlets?
Yes.
So put a tablespoon in.
Yes, we were
Trying to make
press it.
Something inside of it.
Yes, we're baking the
Other
other
casserole
Kind of
potato.
rectifying
They flavor fruits and desserts with those a lot. No, that's the applesauce. And the rose water. What's next? Just putting rose. And distilled water. It was an infusion of.
All Norma's doing is tasting.
The center aisle.
Someone else is gonna taste.
It goes on through the yard. Well, I was walking
Yeah, we're gonna cover up with that. Yeah, lid right there. On the top part of the first shelf. All right, I will take that back. And then.
You're doing
Gonna make it work,
a
Doctor?
Yes, I'm trying to work.
You doing the nutmeg? I did it. Oh, yeah.
very strictly ceremony. We were talking, you stood up for your alma mater. You stood up for your national anthem, but no one else. Well, we were at that time.
I didn't do it.
No, not that. It was my hand.
You hold these straight. No, you hold these straight.
those recently?
No, I haven't.
And everybody else on the platform stuff.
Are those like potato pancakes?
Let's see what you're recording.
Is that going to be the grade?
Throw that out the back door.
Yeah. It's better than looking through the thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, much better. Hold it steadier.
Yeah. I will have Alice.
I just try not
Butter and salt and cookies. That's
Okay.
So that's a Dutch oven with the, we're looking at the emergence of dessert, it looks like.
that. No, I think that's potatoes. Yeah, it's potatoes, but that was on top of it.
Cold from the above.
You've been deprived. I've been deprived.
Don't touch anybody, it's hot.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
You're fine.
All right.
We have to be too cheap, otherwise it won't get and just putting in the rolls. Fred's right there. And Alice is straw. Get that picture.
How long do the rolls stay?
As long as it's in the oven.
We'll just try them and see.
The best turkey you'll ever eat in your life. That's why we don't have turkey at our house. That's one of the reasons.
Just one?
Yeah, the other one is I have to cook it.
I know.
And I'm so heartily sick of, oh good, get a picture of me wrestling with this, Carl.
I am.
There.
I can always say that, girl, she works there, but she doesn't work at home.
Yes.
You know, David, you could say that one time and probably not get any
Not with that in her hand.
Yes. Where was that?
That's right on these pages.
And they set it aside. I know. Those guys? That way it was there. But you did it up on the. Well, they're making it. I know. But now you are using
You use the crane only for boiling, you know, like a soup, the apples, the carrots, the stuff are all cooked up there. Potatoes boiled there.
All right. We're to a point where we do a kitchen tour.
Contrast in technology, high in recording, low in preparing.
If everybody wants to pay attention tonight, if you don't want to pay attention, the turkey came out of the reflector oven, and that went on about 2 o'clock this afternoon. And it's really been done since about 5:30. So it doesn't take, it takes about the same amount of time it would take in your oven once you figure out how to regulate it. And in just a minute, I'm going to put both of these potatoes in there and put it up closer to the fire to keep the potatoes warm until we have dinner. We boiled the soup, which I'm about to stir, over
I'd
the
stay out of
fire.
her way.
And Elizabeth is frying the cutlets in a spider, which is a pan with 3 little black legs on it, which is why people in the South call it a spider. Up north, people call it a Dutch oven or a big kettle or, I don't know, a cook kettle. It's just about anything they want to. And with the lid on, it's an oven. And right now, we're cooking the rolls in there, but we also cook both of the both of the potatoes in there too. So, let's see, did I miss anything? Boil the carrots over the fire. The apples are over the fire.
What's over here in the corner, on the side?
Right now, that's the pan of baked potatoes. There's 2 of them, and they cooked in the Dutch oven. So I'm just keeping it over there to keep it hot until, hot was not necessarily their goal in 1840, but it's one of my goals, so.
You don't think it was their goal?
Keep our customers happy.
Why?
They didn't care whether the food was hot or not.
Really?
They cared what it looked like when it got on the table. So it was much more impressive to them to see a full table with lots of well-prepared food that looked pretty than to have it hot. Yes, it's very interesting. But my goal is to have it hot and
Did they want it to taste good?
yeah, they wanted to taste
Well, it
good,
didn't
but
taste, but not hot.
they weren't particularly interested in whether it was hot or not.
Or whether it was cold.
Yeah, either way. The temperature was not the issue to them. So.
Well, and keeping it warm would usually dry it out and make it kind of.
It's just trying to get all of this to happen at exactly the same time is difficult. Well, it's difficult at best. So if everything's on the table set,
Yeah, table
how
set.
close are we with butter? You want to take from me?
Butter yet, Brooke?
I'll let you check.
It splashes.
No, it's not butter yet, Bruce. However, it's
You're doing great.
Come on under, come on.
Get that chili over.
Are we ready?
Yes, you may do that.
Pretty cool.
While we let the cooks finish up and the preparations, I would like to take you down to the basement to show you an exhibit about the National Road and tell you a little bit about the house. So follow me.
Okay. Are you going downstairs?
See, now you're recording, so
Hello, Emily.
Hi.
Are you got my face or my middle?
your face.
Neither the turkey. John's taking a picture of Emily, too.
Picture of Emily taking a picture.
How's your tonsillitis? Yeah.
It's not that bad.
That's good.
I just got it.
Well, that sounds like he's gonna get the butter there pretty fast now. Boy, I'll tell you, when we get 30 minutes to get the cat.
Hi, Carl.
Absolutely pouring down the cat dog.
Emily videotaping? Oh, did you tell Carl your job review jokes? Because there isn't anybody in the world that would enjoy those, save possibly Nancy.
Now,
What you
are
doing,
you gonna
Libby?
carve the turkey?
I'm sweating.
Yes,
No,
we'll carve it.
Besides
Not right
sweating.
now.
Okay.
I'm glowing.
I got a,
Well, Mommy, you don't have to get in front of the camera.
Sorry, you can stop videotaping.
What is that?
It's gonna be a documentary, isn't it? These are the pork cutlets.
Oh,
And I'm gonna turn it.
Carl said it's safe.
But we don't.
him anywhere, but only out of Morgan.
were they uncooked when you took
What a nice turkey.
A parking lot puddle.
That is a nice turkey, isn't it? I worked very hard on that.
She opens her mouth in one place which is what was previously in there. My favorite is this employee should not be allowed to breathe. Wow.
No, I know. When nothing's going on, push that red button.
And it stops.
Yeah.
Okay. So should I just stop it?
Yeah, stop it now. Stop a little bit so you get Mrs. Catherine.
This employee works now and their
Yeah,
constantly.
get Mrs. Westfall's head. There you go. Now we're.
Hi.
And now you might zoom in a little bit on the butter churn. There we go. And now back out.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah. Is it butter yet?
Not quite. Getting there.
All right, now you can stop. Excited.
Well, this is to keep the carpets clean. Well, hello, Patrick and Derek.
Washing the butter?
These two young men are our dishwashers.
Thanks, guys.
And this gentleman, he's recording the suppers. So he might as well get a shot.
You are recording.
You got it. We lift this off. Take a little bit of butter that's there. Excuse me. Now, is this too heavy for you to lift?
What?
Emily, the churn?
No.
Alrighty.
Again.
Then let's lift it and pour it in to the strainer. There we go.
Not very much.
Well,
Butter tastes good.
we got lots of butter down here that we can get out.
Whoa.
There we are. That looks pretty good. Okie doke. Now.
He's very dangerous.
Buttermilk.
Oh, would you like some?
Would you like some?
Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Here, I'll have it right here. Perfect.
Very good.
This is one of the reasons why I decided to do this.
John, would you like some?
Buttermilk?
Yes. Buttermilk. John especially likes buttermilk. It's good.
And good for you.
Great. Yummy. Buttermilk? No.
What a ham.
1840s. They moved into this house in 1841. They started in 1838. And he knew that the road was going to be here, so, and that's why he bought this property. Being a shrewd Quaker he was. Just as soon not have lumpy gravy, I need to get this. They just may, now it's hot. Oh dear.
Yeah, it's moving.
Say that again,
I
Cheryl?
said if the vermicelli's floating, it's dinner time.
Hope it's not, because I'm not hungry.
I'm never hungry. The cook's
Yes, I am.
gonna.
And it's still at the bottom like Jimmy Hoffa. It's not ready, right?
It's ready. It's ready.
And remember, when you make mine, give me a little bit. I don't eat that much.
I know, well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna get the big pan there.
There's your butter, Carl.
Hey.
You bet.
Clean. Well, this is just got. Ah!
I'm in line. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
You look like something out of that Ellis Island movie I was watching this morning.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Exactly, that's the one.
Please,
Yeah, you can carry 2. I carry 2.
Hey, hey, no line jumping.
What do you want?
No
Halfway
concept.
there, they get a little warm. I'm trying not to stick my thumb in.
What's that? You'll help me? Oh, thank you.
Oh, you just don't have to grab.
It's really.
It's made out of mustard ketchup. Mustard ketchup.
Mustard ketchup.
Mustard ketchup. Mushroom soup. Mushroom ketchup. Not mushroom soup.
I'm trying to make sure there's enough for 20 bowls and. I don't know if I'm being.
Oh, sure, let's blame Carl. That's not true.
Peaches are gone already?
Carl! I had to order a seal from Bob last year.
I will take these 2. I can take 2.
Yes, but you know what I told you earlier? Do you have enough? Is that?
Well, here, hand me that. No, I think there's enough. Hand me that.
Need all of these too?
Yes. Like I said, every part of my list, and I don't mean to be, it's just I want to make sure that everybody gets some. This is a tasting experience too, you know.
It's just pushing and shoving, Carl, all day long. And the far table, it's fun.
Okay, this one's mine.
Slopping stuff all over that. And I guess
There's
it's really
perfect. It's perfect.
really a good thing. There's 3
2 need
more
to
right
be
here.
at the back table.
Well, Libby, what's your favorite part of these meals?
When we get to go sit outside after you're served, and it's cool,
And not
and
near the
stop
fire.
sweating. Otherwise, we enjoy it all. Every part of it.
Hello. Are you still recording? When are they gonna cut the turkey? While we're eating soup. So, well, if you get finished before the others do, you can just come in here to the table while they're cutting.
That's when I knew I was going to have enough to go around.
Don't give me any more. I won't eat that much more.
All the way to I'm very partial.
Across from Carl.
Which Carl?
That Carl.
There's a lot of Carls. And where it says Emily Vanderstell's spot. Here. This one has less. There you go. Is everybody up here? No. Here, they're awfully quiet if they're all here. They're not. They're on their way.
We got it.
That's great. As long as you're not falling off.
Table. Hi, Carl.
Spot right here.
And there's one on the end.
Utensils. Your fork and your knife. However, your fork is not for putting in your mouth. This is a very dangerous, sharp instrument. You would never want to stick this in your mouth. This is for stabbing and holding only. Your knife, with its sharp side, is for cutting your meat. Then you take your piece of meat and you slide it onto your knife. And with the dull side facing you, no cut tongues, you eat off of your knife. However, you don't have to eat your soup that way. There you go. The other thing is your napkin. Now, laundry was done about once a week, if you were really, really lucky. Usually you try to make things last 2 weeks. So this is not for dabbing your mouth daintily and wiping your hands. This is for protecting your clothing. So you tuck it under your chin and you drape it across your shirt, because it has to last a while longer. If you choose. Enjoy your meal.
Great idea. First one done with our soup of the night.
It's not really
Where are the two treasures?
Right here, they're right there getting warm.
Getting warm. All right.
Now, what's your favorite part of this meal? Hers is when you're done.
Mine is when I'm at home in bed. Yeah, absolutely. So here is turkey carving. You'll find I do turkey carving with a knife in my fingers. The fork does not help this process much.
Okay, there it goes.
And I don't go for beauty, I go for speed, as you will see.
And it works.
And it works, that's right. Dark meat at one end, light meat at the other end.
Righty. I'm not gonna get the cutlets out until you get pretty well. All right.
Dark meat.
I recall you used to get guests to help carve, and you no longer do that.
Don't do that because I think the guests would like to eat their soup while it's still warm. So.
And this way the turkey gets to the table a lot warmer.
Also, many men are chicken to be
That's right.
told that they aren't good carvers.
That's right. See, so and I don't worry about those sorts of
And
things.
we've had a few butchers at various times.
And they will come from the table and carve for us. But see, if we cut this up, it wouldn't be so nice and juicy as this. So I opt for doing it
You'll
myself.
get some, David.
I opt for doing this myself.
Slap his hands. Slap his hands.
To get this, yes, sir. I'm mutilating this turkey.
Did you get a chance to finish your soup?
It's very good.
Okay.
Our Savior.
Our Savior, okay, I was right.
It has like that fortune cookie factory roof right near campus on Pollard.
It's on campus?
Right off campus, towards Lafayette.
Are we supposed to start these? Yes. Our Savior.
No, you won't like them.
That's right.
Hold on, there we go. Yep.
This is what the cook does in her off time.
Pour away.
Downtime.
She does it all the time because she doesn't drive.
Yeah, now what was that little dab of scotch you had?
Shot 3 fingers of Glenfiddich last week. Ooh, that was a nice group. That was a nice group. You want some more? Oh, all right. I thought, good heavens, they ate all of those? All right.
We'll bring back in a few minutes.
We usually have a serving table, but your mom and dad are sitting at it.
They are hot. See, this is the thing that I guess you'd say sets us apart. We want the rolls to get to the table hot.
Yes.
Not cold.
My heavens.
Should we put those
You know what, let's
cutlets,
put the cutlets on this turkey plate.
okay,
Cool 'em.
and put them close to the fire?
Basically toss them all that food and get out of the kitchen.
You wanted to know when the cooks were gonna retire, and I said about 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
I have cider. Does anybody need
I don't want to disappoint anybody, but this is the last bowl of rolls.
Oh, we'll send it down that side because they were just mine.
All right.
Yes, our side.
Yeah.
Now I know why I want it.
This,
I think I
we just put the extra pork cutlets in a smaller plate. So they haven't had any. You haven't had those cutlets there.
Anyone else for cider?
There we go. More roll.
You're gonna take these away.
All we're doing in here is cleaning up.
Now, let's
It gets
retire.
scary, let's retire, okay.
Let's retire.
We go outside and get cool. I'm gonna go outside and drink.
I've got coffee. Still
Oh, here we are. Normal parlor has even a difference.
Hi, Mom.
This is because each room is considered a separate entity.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom so you
And
can.
business taking place in that room is only for that room. So when people came to the house and they had business with Mr. Huddleston, they need to come right
This is
here.
now. This is my job.
That's your job. But we don't get to take me cleaning up. If they wanted to come to see Mrs. Huddleston,
Then also we were trying to work with potatoes that were fairly cold. You know, because we cooked them early in the day.
Right, sure.
So we learned to pour hot water over them, you know, and heat them up. And they mash so much better when they're hot.
Yeah.
Should I go this way?
Yes.
Yes, I don't want
Yes.
much honey. Although there was somebody on television the other day, and I missed the program, but the lead-in line was, if you ever wanted to know what to do with the corks out of your wine bottle, stay tuned.
Probably Martha Stewart making wreaths out of them or something.
Does Martha Stewart live here?
No.
Not here.
No. Well, we had an accident tonight,
Oh.
but I don't think any of you knew anything about it at all.
What, the turkey take a trip across the floor
No,
or?
the potatoes, when we lifted up the thing to carry it into the table, the bottom fell out of the,
Oh, is that why the
Dish.
cloth was around it?
no,
No?
that
Okay.
was the reason it was in the fluted pan
Oh.
instead of one like this.
Oh, okay.
And I managed to slip it out and
Very
put it
good.
in there,
Excellent.
and I looked around at it and I said, Martha Stewart could not have done it any better.
Should I just throw this way?
I guess so. I don't know of anybody that, oh, wait a minute, we'll ask the Heckers. If, Fred, John's still collecting?
As far as I know.
Okay, any wine bottles that are left, we'll give to Mr. Hecker. His son and his wife are planning a stone wall, a certain place in their home down in Owen County, and they're going to embed wine bottles.
Then you're gonna go boom, 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 boom.
What an act.
No, we're left.
Well, his
Well, no,
aunt,
that's not true.
His
When I
aunt-
first met him, he didn't have hair.
when his Aunt Katie saw him, says, I haven't seen your face since you graduated from high school.
For me.
Wine, yes, wine for the tape.
Oh.
I was just.
How does it trade for lunch?
There's only a that much in the book.
Oh, was this
What'd she
one of
say?
Oh, no, I was.
She's fussing because we threw the buttermilk.
She said to me to have a drink out of it.
Well, I told her that you would have some.
Yeah, I did.
I drank
Careful walking up those stairs, PJ.
Please. I Don't put your pretty little leg.
No, those are for the cherry sauce.
Oh.
I wasn't laughing, was I? No. So it wasn't funny. Recording.
Yep.
We're saving those for the heckers. All wine bottles.
Oh, that's right, my daughter-in-law's making a wall of mine.
And here is the set, beautiful set table. With some rice pudding. We're going to have some cherry sauce.
Right, here's cherry sauce.
Here's some cherry sauce. Really yummy cherry sauce.
And Emily, I shall appoint you that when they finish this cherry sauce, you tell them to pass it over to this table.
Okay, alright.
All righty. I bet the coffee and tea pitchers need to be filled.
This is going to be really good dessert. Don't you think? Don't you think, John? This is going to be a really, really good. Don't you think?
There it is. See this tooth?
You're silly. Don't you think this is going to be a really good dessert?
I think it will.
Yeah.
I certainly do.
Bye.
Roll. There we go.
Okay, Emily, we have our granddaughter Libby Jane, and she had a tooth that was real loose, just like that. And we had the dog Jock. Do you remember Jock?
Yeah.
Well, Jock turned into a dentist dog, and why he did was because we said, Libby Jane, I tell you what, wait just a minute. I'm going to get a piece of string here. Let's tie it around your tooth. And you know, Jock likes to catch the frisbee. So here, you hold the end of the string, and I'm going to throw the frisbee out there, and Jock will run. And so, okay. No, I was going to take the string and tie it around Jock's his collar. See, yeah. Okay, Jock, get the frisbee.
You should have seen her.
Okay, that was a good story.
That was really funny, John.
Thank you very, very
You're
much.
welcome.
Well, I wonder if we could find a dog around here that could help you with your.
Why don't you invite him to leave on the stage?
No.
The Possum Trot Bed and Breakfast somewhere in Brown County. Because we came in.
Is he as obnoxious as the day is long? He came to dinner 3 years ago, and halfway through dinner we hear this like this, and the whole room goes silent. And I walked to the door. I thought, what is this? And the man stands up and gives an advertisement for his bed and breakfast in the middle of it.
And passed out his card.
And then he passed out the cards too.
And he called this year and wanted a reservation, and Laura called me and said, I had this man from someplace in Brown County who wants to come and spend the day cooking with you two. And she said, he told me that he was sure it would be all right because he gave you an S-hook. I told Laura, I said, you tell him absolutely not.
The thought of having to spend the day with this man.
You would have found us cowering in the corner when you got here.
Well, the S-hook would have been through his head.
Yeah, I was going to say, you'd be S-hooked on the wall.
Well, see, it was one of those S-hooks that you force into the wall.
Oh.
The hook comes.
Yeah.
So he may have been impaled
Yeah.
by his shirt.
S-hook on the wall.
But
He
truthfully,
endeared himself to me by walking into the door just as I was putting a pan of rolls in, and he said, "Oh, are those Wonder Bread?" And I looked at him and I said, "No, those are homemade rolls." "Oh, you didn't make those."
he questioned everything we cooked.
Everything we
cooked.
made. He defied that. We had actually done this. Yes. Carl's going, I know this guy. How do you does he have a problem with phone company?
No, well. I'm Brown County once,
Did
several
you?
years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's awful. And you know, he's got the sweetest wife in the world.
She's just.
I mean, we wanted to see
She's
her
just a
condolences.
lady. He wanted to learn how to do this. He wanted to do it at his bed and breakfast. We did have some folks from Chillicothe
Yes.
who came over one Saturday. And they were absolutely delightful. And
They
they
had to
took
be in
notes
the
and
old
did
house.
everything
The
because.
Sullivans?
I don't remember.
their
This was several
names.
years ago. They
but
were
they
from
have a-
Chillicothe,
one of
Ohio,
those-
and they were as nice as they could be.
And
Is he kinda
we
balding?
we were pleasured, you know, to help them out. But
Did you
that's.
have a bed and breakfast?
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
yeah.
and they
had a
wanted to do
house
hearth cooking.
contemporary to this one, and they wanted to, you know, do hearth cooking, and so we kind of, you know, said, here, read these books and continue doing this. Just, I mean, there's no way really to train for it. You just got to.
Your fire,
Well,
then you
the
can cook.
question is, was your favorite guy the one with the scotch or the one who left the tip?
His was the scotch, mine was the
That's not bad, David. You're-
All we know is they're both ahead of David.
But one year, everybody left, and I was clearing the table, and I picked up a coffee cup, and underneath the coffee pot was a $10 a $20 pot.
Wow, big temper, good.
Yes.
And it was interesting because the man had said something about,
Your wallets, everyone.
can I give you a tip or something? I said, oh, no, absolutely not. We do this because we love, and sure enough, there it was under the coffee. So we ate lunch for about 2 or 3 weeks on that. The K&J drive-in over here doesn't cost much. You can get a good burger for $2 and a quarter.
And they make real good patty melts.
Yes. So anyway, yeah, so it was kind of a toss-up. I guess hers was the tip and mine's the Glenfiddich.
Well, if they all left tips, maybe we could buy all across the contract.
Maybe we could
For the dinners next year.
do the dinners next year. We could buy the house. Anyway, but thank you all for coming. This is a nice weekend, a nice way to end. You guys are tonight, and then there's a group coming from Connorsville, and this will be the 8th year this group has come.
Wow.
So we know all of them very, very well. It's historic Connorsville. And Reverend Orr heads up this group, and Reverend Orr eats the brandied peaches at about the rate Bob and Carl combined. In fact, you just put the peaches at the Reverend's place. He always says grace at the beginning of the meal and usually blesses the peaches. You know, he ends with something like that, bless these peaches, which we are about to.
Can you make a double batch, one for him and one for everybody else?
No, we make the peaches and the apple butter and the pickled beets and the pickles usually in August. Except this year, I had to remake the pickles. We had one of the volunteers pickled more beets, and I had to make more apple butter and more cherry sauce. We ran out of all of those.
It's been a voracious group this fall. But this has turned out to be a very, very popular meal. There isn't anything that everybody hates. I mean, every year, there's usually something that, they decide they don't like.
We had one man this year who came in and said, there's only one thing wrong with this dinner. And I said, what is it? And he said, there's no mincemeat pie. He had come to the dinners in March and apparently was a lover of mincemeat. And Cheryl and I did think our mincemeat was excellent.
I don't like mincemeat, but this mincemeat was outstanding. But then it had a lot of
Good things in it.
brandy. Yes, peaches, cherry sauce, mincemeat. Anyway.
We just have
Whiskey
pickles.
pickles. We'll just have brandy dinner.
I think it was Reverend Orr was the first one that put the peach juice in his coffee. He said it was a lot better than sugar.
If it was good enough for his ancestors, it was good enough for him. So, But anyway, we thank you all for coming and making this a nice weekend for us.
But I know a lot of you will see Cheryl and David again, but I hope that John and I have a chance to see you again sometime too. So anybody buys a house with a big fireplace with grate, we'll come and help you cook dinner.
I'll be a volunteer and I'll wash dishes.
He doesn't do that at home. No, this is something that gets in your blood. And we're going to miss it.
So what are you
I
gonna
bet you
do?
won't be gone. I mean, maybe.
Do you have
here,
other
I bet
plans?
you'll be doing it again.
I don't know. David and I are in the process of writing a book, and I need to research these whiskey pickles. So,
Cheryl, if you find the recipe, we can make them and give them all to them for
We
Christmas.
can have whiskey pickles for Christmas. Yeah, I need to find out about this, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't think I've slung my last turkey.
Don't do that.
Yeah, watch. Yes, I will.
But did I hear you say though, are there dinners here in March?
The last 3 years, we've had dinners in March too.
And
We had a
that's
lot
a
of-
whole different,
It's a whole
Yes,
different.
we started doing those because people ask, well, what did they eat when there were no fresh vegetables and things available? So, we went all out for those dinners. How many of you have made your own hominy? Cheryl and I can say, yes, we have.
I'll have wizard hands to put For those of you who haven't been here before, the food that you ate tonight is food that Libby and I feel fairly confident that Mrs. Huddleston could have purchased or grown at her farm in October or had available to her in October and November. The receipts were things that we feel comfortable that Mrs. Huddleston would have felt comfortable fixing in her house. We have no way of knowing what she cooked because she was functionally illiterate. There weren't any records kept of those sorts of things. So we picked things that we feel comfortable from her background and the neighbors and the place where she lived at that point in time that she would have had some kind of exposure to. It's not something that would have been totally alien to her. And so when we explain that to people, they would say, well, so what would you eat in July, or what would you eat in, and Libby would always say, well, things, because people a lot of times would ask why we didn't have ham and why we didn't have sauerkraut.
For these dinners.
Well, ham and sauerkraut are totally inappropriate because neither would have been ready. They would have just now been beginning both ham and sauerkraut. And so, well, what would you have eaten in? So we started doing these end of winter dinners, which were far more typical, and really we had to be very careful with those because if this meal possibly could have turned your mouth inside out, that one really would have turned your mouth inside out because there would be no fresh vegetables whatsoever except root vegetables, which they could have kept in their cellars.
And for this fall, in October, we served green beans. You might have noticed if you saw the brochure, it said green beans or carrots. So after we had a heavy frost, we turned to carrots.
And those were dressed the Dutch way, which I have ascertained had absolutely nothing to do with Holland. It's a Virginia receipt. Yeah, they fixed them in wooden shoes. It was a Virginia receipt, and I haven't done any research on where this woman lived in Virginia, but I suspect it was the Shenandoah Valley. And it was Deutsch, not Dutch, because it was lots of onions and lots of pepper.
did the Huddlestons, did they have servants? Did they help cook, or did she?
They had 11 children. They didn't need
I heard Laura say one time that they did have an